Good morning, students. Today we study next point from chapter 8, Human Health and Diseases, which comes under Unit 8, Biology in Human Welfare. The point to be studied is 8.2, Immunity, Part 1. Under this point, the subpoints are 8.2.1 innate immunity, 8.2.2 acquired immunity. Totally there are 7 subpoints are there. For convenience, we study the first 2 points in part 1 and the remaining subpoints we study in part 2. The first question arises, what is mean by the immunity? The overall ability of host to fight against disease causing organisms is called as a immunity. The foreign agents could be pathogens or any foreign substance which in turn could cause a disease in the host. Every day we are exposed to a large number of infectious agents, that is pathogens like bacteria, virus, and other microorganisms, which are capable of causing disease in the body. However, only a few of these pathogens result in a disease. Why? This is due to the fact that the body is able to defend itself from these pathogens. This overall ability of host to fight against disease causing organisms by immune system is called as a immunity. There are 2 types of immunity. First one is called as a innate immunity and second one is the acquired immunity. Innate immunity which is present from the time of birth and is not pathogen specific. Innate immunity is present from birth and it is giving protection to all pathogen. It is not pathogen specific. Whereas acquired immunity, it is not from birth time. It is a pathogen specific. Immunity is conferred based on the memory that immune system have for that pathogen. So acquired immunity, it is not coming from the birth, but it is acquired by the body during the lifetime and it is pathogen specific and it is having the memory cells. So here the 2 types of immunity, here you have to remember the innate immunity is present from birth itself, whereas acquired immunity is developed during the lifetime. That is the first difference. Then second is innate immunity is non-specific, whereas acquired immunity is specific. Third is innate immunity is heritable. It passed from one generation to another generation. Acquired immunity is non-heritable because it develops during the lifetime. And the most important difference is there are no memory cells in innate immunity. In case of acquired immunity, memory cells play important part. So these are the few differences between the innate immunity and the acquired immunity. The main difference is this innate immunity is from birth and it is developed during the lifetime. Innate immunity is non-specific and this is a pathogen specific acquired immunity. Here the chart showing the types of immunity. So you will find here immunity, it is mainly having 2 types, innate immunity and acquired immunity. Just now I have told you the difference between the 2. Further, the innate immunity is having the 4 types of barriers. The first one is physical barrier, second one is physiological barrier, third one is cellular barrier, and fourth one is cytokine barrier. So these are the 4 types of barriers which comes under the innate immunity. And in case of acquired immunity, there are 2 types of immunity: antibody mediated immunity, where the antibodies are produced, and it is also called as a humoral immunity, whereas the other type is called cell mediated immunity, where antibodies are not present. Then further, antibody mediated immunity is having active and passive. Active immunity, antibodies are developed into the body when pathogen enters into the body. And in passive immunity, the ready-made antibodies are introduced into the host body. Ready-made antibodies. Here the antibodies are developed. So active and passive, these are the 2 types of antibody mediated immunity. So this chart will give you overall idea regarding the types of immunity. Immunity, the first 2 types, innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate is having 4 subtypes: physical, physiological, cellular, and cytokinin, whereas acquired is having antibody mediated and cell mediated, and further antibody mediated immunity is having active and passive immunity. Our next point is to know about innate immunity. Here, the innate immunity is non-specific type of defense which is present at the time of birth. So it is coming from our parents and it is giving protection to all types of the pathogen. It is not pathogen specific. It is a non-specific type of a defense and which is present at the time of birth. Then immunity is provided by different barriers which prevent entry of foreign agents in the body. So innate immunity consists of 4 types of barriers. Due to the presence of these 4 barriers, the body is protected. The first one is the physical barrier. Second is the physiological barrier. Third one is the cellular barriers, and fourth one is the cytokine barrier. 4 types of the barriers which will protect the body against the foreign agents or pathogens. First one is physical barrier. Barrier which prevent entry of microbes into the body which comes in contact with the body. Example is the skin. Skin is the main barrier which prevent the entry of microorganisms. So we are having a skin and it is intact. It prevents the entry of microorganism. Then the second is mucus coating, present at the epithelial lining of the respiratory and gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts, which traps the microbes. So mucus coating, which is present in the respiratory, gastrointestinal and urogenital tract lining inside, that will also protect the entry of the microbes. When the microbes is successful to get entry through the skin, then the pathogen has to face this mucus coating, and mucus coating trap the microbes and kill the microbes. So physical barrier example is the skin and the mucus coating. They are come under the physical barrier. They protect our body from the pathogen. Next is physiological barrier. Body secretions of the body act as a physiological barrier and prevents microbial growth. Body secretions, for example, stomach acid HCl. In the stomach, HCl is present. In mouth, in the salivary juice, saliva is present. In that saliva, the enzymes are present, which prevent the entry of bacteria, which kills the bacteria if they are present in the food. Then tears present in the eyes, as well as the wax present in the ear, all they are come under the physiological barrier. They are the body secretions and they prevent the microbial growth. Microbial growth is prevented. So under the physiological barriers, the example is the stomach present in the acid HCl, that is, then in the mouth saliva is present, tears present in the eyes, wax present in the ears, all they are physiological barriers. The third one is cellular barrier. Cellular barrier, certain cells of the body eradicate microbes and provide immunity by act like engulfing the pathogen and destroy them by secreting certain chemical against them. The tissue which mainly act as a cellular barrier is the leukocytes, also called as a WBCs. So WBCs, it is an example of the cellular barriers. So leukocytes, WBCs, in that polymorphonuclear leukocytes, neutrophils, PMNL, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, they and monocytes, as well as natural killer cells. These are the subtypes. They are all the types of the WBCs, and they can prevent the entry of the microbes by phagocytosis process. Phagocytosis means they engulf that pathogen and they destroy the microbe. That is called as a cellular barrier. Example is the leukocytes, WBCs, which WBCs like monocytes or natural killer cells or PMNL. They act as a cellular barrier. The fourth one is cytokine barrier. Here, proteins, interferons, protect a healthy cells from the invasion of pathogens, usually secrete from virus infected cells. Interferons protect the non infected cells from further viral infection. So, cytokine barrier, the example is interferons, and these interferons are secreted by virus infected cell. And what function they will do? They protect the non infected cells from further viral infection. So, here these are the four types of the barriers which protect our body from the pathogen, and they are come under the innate type of the immunity. Question may come, mention the types of barriers present in the innate immunity with example. So four types of the barriers just now I have told you: physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, and cytokine barriers. So physical barrier, example, skin and mucous membrane. Then physiological, body secretions like HCl present in the stomach or tears present in the eyes. They are physiological barriers. Third one is the cellular, that is the WBCs, leukocytes. They are the cellular barriers. And the fourth one is cytokine barrier. Example is interferons. So interferons are the proteins which are secreted by the virus infected cells, and they protect the non-infected cells from further viral infection. Our next point is acquired immunity. So here the acquired immunity is the pathogen specific and characterized by the memory cells. When pathogen encounters body for the first time, responds by the producing initial response, and that initial response, which is called as a primary immunoresponse, which is of low intensity. So first important thing is acquired immunity is a pathogen specific and it is having memory cells. So this acquired immunity, when pathogen enters first time, the response will be produced, that is called as primary immunoresponse, which is of low intensity. And when the same pathogen encounter again into the body, a highly intensified immunoresponse is produced, and that is called as a secondary immunoresponse. And secondary immunoresponse is produced due to the memory of the first encounter of the pathogen. Then the types of acquired immunity. There are two types of acquired immunity: antibody mediated immunity, which is also called as a humoral immunity, and the second one is cell mediated immunity, CMI. The first one is AMI, antibody mediated immunity, and cell mediated immunity. And here Tissues involved in acquired immunity are B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes, they produce the antibodies, and T lymphocyte helps B cell to produce the antibodies. So B and T lymphocytes, they are involved in the acquired immunity. Next, B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes, the undifferentiated lymphocytes, originate from the stem cells of bone marrow, and they get matured in the bone marrow itself, and that is called as a B lymphocytes. And some of the undifferentiated lymphocytes originate from the stem cells of bone marrow, and some of them migrate to the thymus gland and differentiated into T lymphocytes. So here they get matured in the thymus gland. Here you will find the location of the thymus gland in our body. So B and T lymphocytes, both are originating from the stem cells of the bone marrow. But B lymphocytes get mature in the bone marrow itself, whereas T lymphocytes migrate to the thymus gland and they get matured or differentiated. Then it is called as a T lymphocytes. So B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes, this origin is the same, but the maturation or differentiation in the bone marrow itself, and here they migrate towards the thymus gland. Therefore, they are called as a T lymphocytes. So here, the antibody or immunoglobulin, it is called represented as Ig, capital I, small g, the protein molecule that produced by B lymphocytes against a specific antigen is called as an antibody. These are mainly classified into 5 types. They are IgM, IgA, IgD, E, and G. How to remember? Remember the word MADEG, MADG. These are the 5 types of the antibodies. IgM is a pentamer and is megaglobulin. It is the first reaches the injured site. Then IgA, it is a secretory antibody. So it is present in the first milk of the secreting from the mammary gland after the childbirth. That is IgA, immunoglobulins A. Then IgD, it binds to B lymphocyte and act as a surface receptor. IgE play important role in the allergy, and IgG crosses placenta and protects the fetus. So these are the 5 types of the antibodies performing the different functions. You have to remember the functions because one mark question may come, which type of the antibody is produced during the allergy. So it is a IgE, or which types of the antibody present in the mother's milk, or which type of the antibody is present in the placenta. So 5 types of the antibodies, that is, you have to remember the word MADG, MADENG, and this is immunoglobulins. This is the way of writing or presenting the antibodies. And the functions, the A is first, which is reached to the injured site. Then A is secretory in function. Then D is the working as a surface receptor. E is play important role in allergy, and G is present in the placenta and it protects the fetus. So first one, M, which is related to the injury, which reaches the injury site. A is secretory antibody, D is surface receptor, E is present during the allergy, and G is present in the placenta. Structure of the antibody. Antibody is mainly known as immunoglobulin. It is Y-shaped structure made up of 4 polypeptide chains. Among 4 chains, 2 are long chains called heavy chains, 2 are small chains called light chains. The 4 polypeptide chains are held together by disulfide bond. So here you will find a structure showing the antibody. So there are four polypeptide chains are there. Two chains are heavy chains and two are light chains. And here you will find the antigen binding site is present at the tip. Each chain contains constant and variable region. In constant region, the amino acid sequence are constant and same in all antibodies. In variable region, the amino acid sequence varies with the different antibodies. The variable region is present at the tip of Y arm and forms antigen binding site. Next is role of B lymphocytes. The lymphocytes produce at bone marrow and differentiate into bursa equivalent into B lymphocyte. So bursa equivalent, it is nothing but one type of a lymphoid tissue itself. It is also called as a lymphocytes present in the bone marrow. Then when the antigen enters into the body, a number of B lymphocytes stimulate to produce the antibody. Once the antigen specific antibody produced, the B lymphocyte get activated. It multiply rapidly to produce number of cloned cells. The cloned B lymphocytes differentiate into plasma cells. These cells produce specific antibody against the antigen in large quantity. The cloned B lymphocytes that undifferentiated remains as memory B cells. When the same antigen enters again in the future, memory cells respond rapidly to destroy them. So, this is the way of acting the B lymphocytes. Next is the role of T lymphocytes. The lymphocytes produced at bone marrow and differentiated in thymus into the T lymphocytes. It does not produce antibody. It directly acts on the antigen. Antigen means a pathogen. When the antigen enters into the body, the antigen specific T lymphocytes stimulated and becomes active. The activated T lymphocytes multiplies rapidly to produce a number of clone cells. According to the function of T lymphocytes, these are identified into killer T cells. These T cells recognize specific pathogen and destroy by lysis. Lysis means breaking down. Helper T cells, these T cells helps in stimulating antigen specific B cells to produce antibody. Suppressor T cells, these T cells suppress the immune response of both B and T cells when infection is controlled. When infection is controlled, the function is done by the suppressor T cells. And memory T cells, these T cells are programmed to recognize and respond to specific antigen that enters into the future. So this is the role of T lymphocytes. So in this diagrammatic representation, you will get better idea. So here see, role of B cells. So here you will find this is the stem cells of bone marrow. And here it is get differentiated into bursa equivalent. It is a lymphoid type of tissue present in the bone marrow itself. And here it produces the antigen, it respond the antigen. So here when B cells exposed to the antigen, antibodies particularly are produced. So here antigen binds to antigen receptors, and here they are divided into plasma cell and the memory cells. Plasma cells give rise to the antibodies and memory cells remain as it is, and when there is a secondary exposure at that time, again these memory cells get activated. It again divide into plasma cells and memory cells. Plasma cells will form antibodies to kill the antigen. This remain as it is. So like this way, the role of B cells, B lymphocytes. So here the main thing is presence of the memory cells and the plasma cells. Plasma cells produce the antibodies to kill the antigen, and this remain as it is. Again, when the same pathogen enters, the memory cell get activated, it divides and it produces the plasma cells, and memory cell again remain. So that is the role of B lymphocytes. Here you will find role of T lymphocytes. From the bone marrow, the stem cells are produced and they migrate towards the thymus gland and they get matured. The T cells, they are of four types: the killer T cells, helper T cells, suppressor T cells, and the memory cells. So here you will find how the T killer cells get attached to the infected cells or pathogens and kill the antigen. Here, no antibodies. Here, the antibodies are produced. That is the role of B and T lymphocytes. So in today's presentation, we have studied what is mean by the immunity and the types: innate immunity and the acquired immunity. And further, we have studied the subtypes of also innate immunity and the acquired immunity. Under the acquired immunity, the antibody mediated immunity and the cell mediated immunity. Thank you.